All right, welcome to the second annual football free for all. Sorry we're a little late. Put in some new computer stuff yesterday. We're on NCAA football week 10. Sorry, NFL week 9. Ren actually won last week. He's not here, but what was his plus minus, Ian?
Ooh, so in college,
Or just his total?
his total was plus 13 on the week, which is
Ooh.
a huge, pretty good week.
He just crushed college, right? He didn't even do much NFL.
Well, he had a bunch of 3-point plays, and he had 5 3-point plays in college, hit 4 of them, and had 4 3-point plays in the NFL and hit 3 of them. So he made those worth it. Overall, though, we were in college. We went 17 correct, 11 incorrect for 61%. Only 7 of 8 for NFL amongst all of us.
Very
But I
nice.
guess it helps that Ren threw threes on all of them. So those wins were good at least.
Yeah, so I've been struggling a little bit. Ren's been made a comeback last week. You've been steadily, I think, doing in the positive. So we're all,
Yes,
I think, we're relatively close, right? Around each other.
yeah. So I think I was just looking at your plus 13.5. Uh, I am plus 27.5, and Ryan is. I think his big week got him back to plus 6. So yeah, we're all three positive on the year, which
Way closer than last year.
yeah, for sure. Considering Ryan went from like negative something back into the positives in 1 week, and I think you just had 1 week that took you from like the top. It might have been the week that you picked like 50 million games. Oh, last week I think minus 10.
Yeah, that'll do it sometimes. But
That'll do it.
all right. So in the absence of Ren, that means you go first this week, or you pick the game. So what do we got?
All right, start out with Bedlam number 8. Oklahoma is a 6-point favorite at number 22. Oklahoma State. I think this is it's kind of a tale of two teams going in opposite directions here. Since OU beat Texas, they had a 2-point win against UCF. And then I said last week, I think we're going to find out how OU does outside of a rivalry game, right, against good teams, and they lost to Kansas. So in Oklahoma State, meanwhile, their last 5, let's see, they on a 4-game win streak, so won 4 of their last 5, and in that win streak, they beat Kansas and K-State. Uh, and their running back, dude, Ollie Gordon has 978 of his 1,087 yards in 5 games. So he's
Damn.
averaging like 200 over the last 5. Uh, I do think OU's the better team here, but their middle linebacker and their best playmaker on defense, Stutzman's probably out, and it's a rivalry game, so I'll take the 5.5 with OK State, but I like the under 60.5 more. Just OU's trying to, well, they are kind of relying on defense this year, and Oklahoma State runs the ball a ton. So I think the defense plus the milking of the clock there, I'm going to take under 60.5 for 2.
Yeah, and also the thing about Oklahoma, right, is like that last game they scored so many points at the last. It felt like in that second half, the last quarter. It seems like the score is a little misleading. Just what I was the first thought on the Kansas game, right? Like I remember turning the game off. It was like 14-14 or 21-21 or something, and
Something
then
like
I
that.
felt like I came right back, and it seems like they had both scored 10 points, but. Yeah, I don't know. It's in Stillwater. Oklahoma State, surprising me, they're definitely under the radar right now. I had no idea about Oklahoma State being ranked at 22. 5.5 points at home. I'd probably take the 5.5 here for 1, only because I'm not sure what to think of Oklahoma now. Losing to Kansas is kind of a bad look, to be honest. But my gut is to say like Oklahoma is who I think they are, and Oklahoma State is who they've been until these last few weeks. So I really don't know about this game. I don't even know about the over-under. I'm not confident on that one either. I feel like it could easily go over 60 or they could each score 17,
Yeah,
so
they hit that rivalry game mojo, and it just started going back and forth.
yeah. I hate
All
this game, to be honest with you, but man, if you made me put like $100 on it, I probably would take Oklahoma minus 5.5. Couple field goals. I think they're going to win, so anytime I think a team's going to win, like 3 points is usually not enough to move me off that. Although it should. Maybe I should think about that stuff more. But I'd probably take Oklahoma. Give Oklahoma State the points. I'll take the 5.5. I'll put 1 on Oklahoma. What's your next one?
last win in. Ole Miss -3 versus Aggies. Over under is 53.5 in this one. Ole Miss. Okay, well, the Aggies O-line's given up the most QB hits in the country. I did not know that until today.
Whew. Felt like they were all in the Tennessee game, to be honest with you. Alabama was pretty good too, but man, I felt like Tennessee got a lot of hands on Max Johnson.
Dang. And then Ole Miss is second in the SEC with 30 sacks. Aggies actually lead though with 33. So there's a little strength against weakness there. Ole Miss surprisingly only given up 16 points a game in their last 3. I mean, I guess no juggernauts. Vandy, Auburn, and Arkansas, but still 3 SEC teams there. I think the difference is Ole Miss actually has some good wins against ranked teams. Tulane is maybe 23 right now. They beat them 37-20. They beat LSU 55-49. I just think the wins against ranked teams are going to push me towards Ole Miss here, -3.
Ole Miss -3.
Yeah.
Over under 55. I guess I don't see that. If it's over under that many points, I feel like they definitely think Ole Miss is gonna win. I'm trying not to be subjective, obviously here, but I mean it's all up to that defensive line, that defensive front seven, to be honest. And again, if you can get to the quarterback, you always give yourself a chance to win at the very least. And can the Aggies score enough points? Teams have put up points on Ole Miss, that's for sure. Auburn got 21 on them, which seems like a lot for Auburn. 49 for LSU. Give me the 3 with A&M. I'll do it for 1.
All right.
Was there even really ever a doubt?
Notre Dame -3 at Clemson. Over under 46. The line here kind of surprised me that it was this close. I understand, at Clemson, that's probably 3 more points. I guess when you look at it, Clemson, they played, even though they lost to Miami, that was in double overtime. They lost to Florida State, that was in overtime. So I think they're thinking, they get up for another big game here, keep it close. Notre Dame's defense has been really impressive. They kept it, 14-13 in the Ohio State game. They clamped down Caleb Williams, shut down Riley Leonard at Duke. They're 10th nationally in yards allowed per play. I just think Notre Dame's more the complete team here. Klubnik for Clemson hasn't lived up to the hype at all. Shipley, their running back's been all right. He hasn't, he's not a world beater by any means. I don't see them just getting past Notre Dame's defense, so I'll take Notre Dame -3 for 2 points.
Yeah, Clemson, absolute fool's gold. I don't believe in them at all. I think they're cooked. They're done. I don't know what to think of Dabo Swinney either. I used to really like him and thought he'd be the real deal and be a powerhouse forever, but last couple of years have not been easy with him. So, I think Notre Dame's going to win by double digits.
Show when you hit on 2 freaking Deshaun Watson and then Trevor Lawrence in a row. That's, 6-7 years there of just legit quarterback play.
Yeah, 100%. I have no faith, though. I think Notre Dame wins by double digits. I'll probably put 3 on this one, to be honest. I'm pretty confident in it.
Hey, what was the rant I had read while I was looking, kind of looking into these games? I guess Dabo went on a rant on the radio that's kind of
I haven't heard it.
making the
I'll have to
rounds.
find it and post it.
Yeah, dang. Yeah, I guess it's a pretty good one. All right.
Nice.
So here we got number number 20 USC +3 versus number 5 Washington over under 76.5. When I
Damn.
see those super high overs, I immediately take the over just because I assume this is going to be the highest one. And Vegas probably thinks it's higher, but they know people aren't going to chase it that high. Uh, I think Washington, they're about to be really tested here. They have the one win at Oregon, but other than that, really nobody. A little worrisome with their shaky play against Arizona State when they needed a fourth quarter comeback. Stanford had the ball down 2 with 5 minutes left in the fourth. They get USC here, then they get.
I lost you.
Wait, you lost me?
Yeah, hang on. I got you. You're already back though. Hang on. I told you, man. I knew it was gonna happen. Hold on. Hold on.
I can't see your camera. Let me check the stream.
I'm on. Hang
I
on.
doubt that stayed up. We back?
Yep. There we go.
Stream still going?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so let me just get to it here. I'll just give you all the bad stats for USC's defense here. Pass defense, 103rd in EPA. Let's see what else we got. Where's their bad defensive stuff here? Oh, fuck it. We all know how bad USC's defense is. So the fact that this line is so small, I'm just playing the weird Vegas angle on that. I'm going to take USC plus the points. Plus, I'm kind of hoping as a Texas homer here that one of these the Pac-12's got to go. So I'm going to take +3, and my bigger play is the over 76.5. Just because of how bad USC's pass defense is, and then Washington's rush defense is almost just as bad, and USC is actually better at running the ball and passing.
Yeah. I think Washington's gonna win. I'm just gonna take Washington -3. I don't have a big. I'm probably with you. I like the over more. If anything, I probably like the over 76. That's an insane total. I'd probably play it just for fun. But in terms of the spread, I'll take Washington -3. I think they're a little better. We're just looking for the team who can get 1 or 2 more stops. That's literally it. The difference in the game, I think, will be who quite literally gets more stops than the other team or holds the other team to field goals. I have much more faith Washington's defense can do that than USC, so I'll take Washington -3.
Yeah, I mean, just how bad USC has played lately. Their 1-point win against, was it Cal? And then they got whooped by Notre Dame. And Washington is the 5th-ranked team in the country. I was just really surprised to see this at a 3.
Yeah,
I just can't make sense of it.
And if this over does somehow, because we're doing these on Wednesday now, if this over does somehow get over to over 80, which might be possible depending, you never know. If it gets up like 2, 3, 4 more points, I might go under just in case. I always like playing the other way when I see big moves like that. I just feel like if you can hindsight look at what the spread was supposed to be, right, and now you can just take public opinion out of it, even if they swayed it one way or the other, then I'll just take the other way, right, almost as a hedge. So
yeah.
All right, what's next?
Uh-oh.
We're good. Go ahead.
Well, your video's gone, but all right. Number 7, Texas -4 versus number 23, K-State. The over-under is 49.5. K-State's super hot right now. 41-0 rout of UH. The game before that, they won 41-3. I think it was against TCU. They haven't given up a touchdown in 9 quarters, I think. They returned all 5 of their offensive line starters. That's one of the reasons I thought coming into this year they were going to compete for the Big 12 championship. And they've actually only lost one Big 12 game, which makes this even bigger considering they only play Texas during their regular season. They don't play OU, so both teams really actually need this win to get to the Big 12 championship. Malik Murphy was all right against BYU, 16 of 25, 170 with 2 touchdowns, but he had an interception and a fumble. Definitely looked the part of redshirt freshman at times, but Texas has a stout defense, 2 of the top-ranked D linemen in the top 10. I actually would lean, just because I don't know what to expect from Murphy in a big game. If I had to pick the spread, I would take K-State +4. Not too confident on it. But the over-under, I'm sticking with the under 49.5. Just 2 top 20 defenses here. Texas probably going to want to run more anyways. They don't want it in Malik Murphy's hands. And K-State, I know, is built the same way. So I'll lean the under here.
Yeah, man, this is a tough spot for Texas. I hate that y'all lost yours because that definitely sucks. I'm not going to lie. And I don't, even if Murphy's good, I'm not sure he's dynamic enough in the passing game, right? To where, I don't know. He guys like these, we're talking about 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, right? He could come out and just absolutely start lighting it up. Who knows? But you just feel like in order to win that ultimate game, right? Like you can't have a hiccup from here on out. And so he has to sort of be perfect in his first few starts for y'all to like really get where you want to go. I don't know. That's just a tough spot. And I feel like if there's going to be a hiccup, I don't know why, but I feel like this is the game. He beat BYU, right? So probably feeling a little good, maybe a bit of a come down, back to the law of averages. But I don't know. So there's a week of film out on him now. So it's like my brain wants to say pick Texas. They're better across the board. Even quarterback maybe. Like I don't really know, right, with this guy, but it's like your gut tells you like, man, I don't know. All it takes is that one game, and Kansas State would be a good team to do it, right? They're not a bad team. They can do some things as well. So I'd probably take the 4 points from Kansas State here as well. That's what I'd probably pick. I don't feel confident about it, but I'd take the 4 points.
Yeah, the good news is hopefully they get by this game. I mean, Ewers, he's listed as week to week. It's like an AC joint sprain or something like that. So he'll be back, but yeah, you got to get by this one. It will almost look like smooth sailing if you can get by this.
This is a big hurdle. Like, oh no!
Now you're what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh shit! It looks like my sorry. I installed a bunch of new stuff yesterday, so like my computer's sometimes
wigging out on you or what?
Yeah, like everything's frozen. But if you can still hear me, I don't know what to think.
Yeah, and your video's still going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll just go see what the stream looks like real quick. And it's gonna be a little behind.
You can still hear me?
Yeah, so it looks like our audio's still on, and it possibly could be frozen on the stream.
My computer's fighting back. Hang on. I can see it now too.
Yeah, I can see your mouse moving.
Okay, yeah.
We might just be audio only though. The rest of it is showing a graphic that you had up, but
yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna take Kansas State +4.
All right, so number 8 Bama -3 versus number 14 LSU, over under 60.5. I mean, both teams trying to win the SEC West here. Third in passing yardage, first in total yardage. Just Jane Daniels on fire. But it's their defense, man. Conceding 395 yards a game. That's 92nd in D1. They lost 3 cornerbacks. Alexander, Chestnut, Denver Harris are all out. They're going to have to start 2 true freshmen at cornerback, including one who's never played. Just all that bad news on defense. And yeah, Milroe hasn't been amazing for Alabama, but I think I wrote it down here. 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in his last 3 games. Not bad. He is good at throwing the deep ball, so having 2 of those true freshman cornerbacks out there might actually will clearly help him in that regard. And yeah, just LSU's defense here is the difference, just how bad it is. So I'm going to take Bama -3 for 2.
I can't believe it's only 3, to be totally honest with you. I'm taking Bama here. I feel pretty confident on it. I'll probably take 2 or 3 at home -3 against a bad defense. I think they're gonna play keep away with the offense, long drives. I think it's over. This might be a blowout too by the time you get to the fourth. So, yeah, I'll probably put 2 or 3 on this one. I got Bama -3 though.
All right, that's it for college. Have you looked at any super dogs yet, or no?
No, I haven't. I was thinking maybe if K-State got up a couple more points, but I don't know how. I don't know if that would be possible. But no, I haven't quite looked at super dogs quite yet.
My the one I'm looking at mostly now is Arizona State +11 versus Utah. Now that Utah's got nothing to play for, Arizona State been keeping some games close and actually beat Washington State. So maybe they get lucky here. Just kind of going a little more out on a limb than I usually go in super dogs.
Gotcha.
Got any NFL?
No, but I also love UCLA -3 at Arizona. I'm hitting that one big time too, maybe 2 or 3 points. So that's another game that I really like in college. NFL, let's see. We can hop over to NFL. Let's see the game tomorrow night. Pittsburgh -2.5. I'm kind of liking that one. I kind of like the boys to win this weekend too against the Eagles. Just feeling good. Got that Ranger momentum. You know what I mean?
What's the spread on that one?
It's Philly -3, which is not a lot, so it's not fun to bet on. But I'm just, in terms of just putting it out there, I think the boys. I like the boys
That's
this
Philly
weekend.
-3 at home, so that's a toss-up, huh?
Yeah,
So they think
essentially.
it's a toss-up.
And Philly's been struggling a little bit, so it wouldn't be crazy to think.
Cincinnati -2 versus the Bills. Maybe Vegas thinks they're getting hot here.
That is an interesting one.
I mean, I understand Cincinnati's at home, so I think they're implying that Bills are actually a 1-point favorite. But, I mean, Cincinnati has been looking pretty good. So I might lean that one. Haven't looked a lot yet at NFL.
Yeah, and the way Bills been going, win-loss, win-loss. You know, they seem to go every other game. Bengals have strung together 3 here. Yeah, they're looking a little better.
Every game is below 3 or below, except for like 2.
Yeah.
4 games. 4 games. Dang. Panthers, man, I can't believe. Like, it made no sense, that line last week, and then they ended up winning.
God, I know.
And they had never won a game. They hadn't won a game. Like, how does Vegas know? All right, here's the game where they're actually going to do. Man. Chiefs -1 versus the Dolphins. What do you think about that one?
I don't know. That seems like another weird line because I would think the Chiefs would be favored by at least 3 or something. Miami on the road's been suspect at times. I like the over 50, to be honest with you, more than anything else. 50.5. That's more or less where I'm at.
I think Cleveland absolutely demolishes the Cardinals and covers the 8. That's the only one really just jumping out at me.
Damn it, dude. I don't think we've had any sound for a while. Fuck.
Really?
Yeah. I have the live turned on and I can't hear anything.
Let me see. No, we got sound.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I heard you say. I don't think we've had sound.
On the stream?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well then maybe I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, I like the over 50.5 though, if anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I haven't looked a lot at NFL, but the Cleveland -8 line is probably the one I'll hammer the most. Uh, don't really like many other. Man, a lot of just average teams this year.
In the NFL, it does feel like that.
Dude, yeah.
Feels like the second, third, and fourth tier could all be the same almost.
Yeah, a lot of 1-6s versus 3-5s, 2-6 versus 3-5, 2-6, 3-5, 2-6, 4-4. Jesus Christ.
I'm a little
Who's getting the
interested at
wins
this
here?
Chargers -3.5 at the Jets for Monday night. Over under 40.5, so it's going to be a tight game. I might pick the Jets straight up, depending, or take the points, just depending on how I'm feeling. But I kind of like that game too. Chargers have been a big disappointment this year. 1-2 on the road. Jets are 2-2 at home, so that might be another game I'm looking at. You're giving me what is right now two average teams. You're going to give me points at home. I might take it.
Yeah, look, dude, the Jets are getting kind of hot. Won 31-21 against the Broncos, beat the Eagles 20-14, beat the Giants 13-10. I mean, they took what, 3 straight L's
Lost to
after
KC by 3. They did
yeah.
lose to New
And
England. That's not a good look, but that's also
other
5
than the
weeks ago.
other than the Cowboys, every loss has been close. Uh yeah, man, it's kind of like those Mark Sanchez Jets teams with Rex Ryan winning games ugly on offense. So maybe
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. You wonder if like maybe they're due for a little breakout here or something. Who knows? But it doesn't look like it. They're not. I mean, against Denver, if you only put up 31 on Denver, that's actually maybe a bad thing. Like
I don't know how the Chargers been doing.
Chargers have been
Chargers last.
disappointing, man.
Yeah.
But that's just when I saw points at home and like just against average teams. So, but yeah, that's it for me, man. Any other words or?
No, I didn't really pay attention to trade deadline in the NFL. I don't know I saw Chase Young got traded to the 49ers. So I don't know if he's been healthy this year or not. I know he's been injured for like most of his career. If he gets going, it's just like the rich getting richer there. But
You saw Harden go to the Clippers?
that one, yeah. I said in our group text, I was saying, I don't know if they bring Westbrook off the bench, and then you were saying they're kind of older, so maybe they're like Westbrook might be less stuck in his ways as far as. I just think Westbrook needs the ball in his hand, even if he's less of a ball hog now, because he's not a spot up shooter, and Harden can distribute probably equally as good, right, as Westbrook. So
I would say so,
maybe
yeah.
maybe Westbrook comes off the bench. I guess Harden can also be a spot up shooter. He's good
And
at
he's only
shooting
making
threes,
like
but it's
$8
not
million.
really a
Is that
team.
right?
Westbrook?
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah, that Lakers run wasn't a good
I can't
look.
remember if it was 8 or 18. I think it was like 8, something crazy like that.
Let me see. Russell Westbrook. Contract.
Bro,
Yeah,
Luka has
2-year,
been
$8
insane
mil.
this year, dude.
Luka.
I'm
Hey,
so
first of
hyped
all,
right now on the Mavericks.
Westbrook's only making $4 mil a year.
This
8
year?
years total. 8
No.
years total.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Why'd he do that? Did he just like want to just sell out and try to let go on a team that was just going to have a ton of money to build a roster?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
This is kind of paying off now. I mean, if you get Harden, that's like best case scenario of what you could have maybe hoped for, right? What else are you hoping for? So, I don't know.
so Mavs been balling out or what?
Dude,
with
3-0,
Luka.
freaking Lively, the first round draft pick. Center's been looking great. Like as a big man, he looks like he can fit that perfectly. Yeah, like Williams looks like he's what we got him to do. He's a good 3-and-D guy. He's been playing really good. Luke has obviously been playing out of his mind. But yeah, Powell's been playing good. Green, I think's been playing good. Everyone's been really. I mean, if Tim Hardaway could just not be so streaky, I really think that'd be a bit of a difference. But I can't count on that.
What's Kyrie been doing?
He's been struggling a little bit, but if that's the guy who's struggling for you, I'm not too worried.
Yeah.
Guys like him and Luka will figure it out, I think. And he thing about him and Luka too is they can shoot, they can spread the floor. Like they don't have to have the ball, even though they do both dominate the ball. They don't necessarily have to have the ball. Their skill set is so good, they can do other things.
Maverick still got. Oh no, Christian Wood now is a Laker.
Yeah, we didn't re-sign him. And the Lakers fans seem like they were really excited about it. I guess I don't quite get that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about the Lakers. It's like
I thought
sure,
they
LeBron.
overachieved last year.
You thought the Lakers overachieved last year?
Yeah, they lost to the Nuggets in the second round, is that right? Something like that?
Why do I remember them being much worse than that?
They were bad, and then like the last third of the season they just got hot.
Oh, did they get in on a play-in game?
I don't think so actually. Maybe they did, but they did. I remember the last third of the year they played pretty good, and they got in.
Let's see, 2022-23, they were 43-39, finished 7th. All right, so that 7th and 8th plays the 9th, 10th, huh?
Right.
So they must have won that, and then
They lose to Denver the next round.
let me see. This was just their schedule. It looks like
I'm pretty
they
stoked
won.
for.
Oh wait, they won the.
Good.
Wait, what? They made it to the conference finals?
Was it the conference finals? Yeah, see, that's what I thought. It was crazy.
Oh, they beat the Warriors. They beat the Grizzlies. They beat the Warriors, and then they got swept by the Nuggets. Yeah, that was gonna kind of be my point. But those two guys, LeBron and AD, you obviously still have a shot. Even though LeBron's old, you would say in a series with most teams, these guys got a shot here. So maybe I understand the Westbrook signing obviously didn't work out. Seems like they're now going for more good role players, which is probably what they should have done from the beginning. I don't know why you would have ever brought Westbrook into that scenario where LeBron's already ball dominant and Westbrook proven that he doesn't win, like at least at a high level with stars, right? So I don't know. I just kind of think I kind of knew that was going to be a mistake, but actually, yeah, you're right. They way overachieved. Lost the conference finals. Wow. I just kind of think.
Yeah, I told so I'm like real low on. I did that Western Conference preview with Dart. I was real low on Memphis, on the Lakers, and I'm really high on the Thunder. I think the Thunder are going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think they'll finish top 5 in the West.
What about the Suns?
Probably top 5. They might slip to a play-in team, but I would.
Suns?
They might, dude. I don't know. Like, I'm not totally convinced.
The Suns.
They blew it against the Spurs last night. Did you see that? They were up by a lot and they lost to the Spurs.
So the Suns are Booker, Durant, and who's the third guy? Don't they have a third guy now?
Bradley Beal.
Beal, all right. And then
Nurkic or whoever their center is they picked up.
Grayson Allen, I think, is on their team.
Yeah.
Even though he hasn't been.
I mean, they're 2-2. Like it's not. It's kind of like the Heat and the LeBron thing. if it all goes to plan, like they're gonna have to gel too and figure it out this year, right? And like that's I'm not saying
Yeah.
superstars can't do that and they can't win on talent alone, but they're in a 7 game series or something like that against other people where they're gonna make you do different things that make if you're good at something, they're gonna try and take that away over a 7 game series, right? So you could struggle at times. I'm just not totally sold.
Yeah, and I guess technically, if you finish seventh, you're basically the same as a play-in team, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Because you play that first round. Yeah, I would assume they'd be.
I think there's
You know,
something like if you are 7th or 8th seed and you win your first game, you're done. You go on to the next round. If you
I'm
win that
so
first game, but if you're because you are technically higher seeded, right? So, but if you
yeah.
lose, you have to lose twice. Like so, in other words, if you lose your first game, you'll get a second game. So you have to go one of two technically as a 7 or 8 seed. And if you're 9 or 10th, you technically I think have to win 2 games in a row,
Nice. I mean, I know.
something like
I
that.
actually like how baseball is doing their playoffs now. More people in it for a longer amount of time. Just look at the AL like West, where there's like 3 teams in it till the end. But maybe to kind of appease the people that are complaining, like fucking Dodgers fans, right? Maybe you do the kind of same thing. If you play that first round game, you just got to win one, because I believe it's best of 3 for the first round. You win that first one, you're done, and then instead of having to win 2 out of 3.
Yeah, and also like the Suns are in a tough division, dude. The Pacific, Warriors, Clippers, Kings, Lakers. Like that's just
Yeah.
in terms of a division. I mean, that's just like a murderer's row. Even if I think the Lakers overachieved and they're gonna struggle, considering that them or the Clippers are the worst team in the division. Sort of just objectively speaking, as of now, that's pretty tough. Like there's not another top to bottom team or division like that. Uh, you know, there's some okay divisions in the East, top to bottom. Uh, I will say that, but in terms of like top tier or like have to if because the Suns might not win their division, so if they don't, they have to have a really good record, which I'm not totally sold they'll do, right? So yeah, they could easily, I think, be a playing team.
Dang.
The West,
We'll
dude,
see.
I think the West and the East right now are really tough. Like when you look at like just the teams top to bottom, in my opinion, like in each division, you kind of think like, man, there's like a few teams like the Nets. The Raptors might not be that good this year, but they've been pretty decent the last couple of years, right? And like the Pistons, maybe the Bulls are not that good. The Hornets, but like Wizards, Heat, Hawks, like who knows what they'll do this year, right? It's just kind of crazy that I think the East is pretty good too this year, top to bottom.
Yeah, it's been a while since both were super strong, at
Yeah,
least for kind of extended runs. Players have been hopping back and forth lately these past few years that, uh, like Durant, just east to west, and uh, Westbrook traveling all over the place.
I think the play-in tournament is going to be a hit this year too.
That's the other thing I was gonna say. It's hard to keep up with all these NBA like the new playoff format, and then they got the what is it, like a tournament in the middle of the season,
Yeah, it's like a
right?
it's like a mid-season tournament. I can't even quite remember what it is, but at first I was like, this is silly. Like it's not going to incentivize players enough for what they're hoping it'll do, right? They're trying to like make sure people don't take the middle of the season off, that kind of thing, or like they have something to play for. Uh, and so at first I was like, man, I think this is gonna be silly. Like this is dumb. And then like as we get closer to it, I'm kind of stoked for it. Like I kind of want to see it. And the thing is, like it could be a hit, or in 5 years people will be hating it. Like it's really that's what I'm kind of waiting. I think that's more or less what I'm excited about. Not so much if I know or think it'll be good, but that I'm really interested to see if it'll go one way or go the other. Because people are gonna either love it or hate it.
So yeah, I was looking up to see what they get if they win. Just money. So it's just like
Is it just money? There's no like play.
it's prizing and league honors for the 2023-24 season. tournament prize pool will be allocated to the players on the teams that participate in the knockout rounds, with allocations increasing depending on how far a team progresses. Pool will be allocated. So maybe in the future it will mean something, because it does say for the 2023-24 season increasing depending on how far a team progresses. Money. Will be allocated. So maybe in the future, don't mind taking stuff from soccer. For the 2023 soccer is all kinds of. Did you know that FA Cup in England that they do, any organized team, like firemen teams or whatever, all compete in the FA Cup. They just have to keep going up and up and up. Yeah, they don't usually make it that far.
Right.
But it's cool because, like, teams as far down as, like, AFC Wrexham, like the team that Ryan Reynolds and them bought, this year they took out, like, at least one Premier League or maybe Champions League team, and then almost, I think they tied another one and then had to play at their place. Like, it's cool to see, like, the way lower teams, as you advance, you're just playing all these juggernauts.
Yeah,
it's cool if they had that in any kind of sport in America.
As much as I don't really
like
soccer, I do kind of like how they have the tiers and the levels where you have to kind of play up year by year. So yeah, I think that's kind of cool.
If you're in last place and you're about to leave the Premier League, you essentially win a championship on your last game if you manage to avoid relegation. Like, as far as keeping fans involved, it's 100%. Obviously, it's going to be crushing if you get relegated, right? But as far as fan involvement, 100% is an effective system.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts. So what do you think of Rangers today?
Dude, I'm so nervous, man. I want this freaking World Series ring so bad, just to, like, complete the quad, you know?
On a group text with about 7 other Houston people, you said we won one this year, so you've already banked it. You banked it.
Yeah. But, like, yeah. So if we can win this, right, the only thing I'll have left to do is see either. I would like both, but to see either Aggies win a national basketball championship or national football. That's on to the next one, right? I feel like, all things considered, if it's a roll of the dice every so often, I still like Aggie football chants, like, going forward, because they're gonna like empty the pockets for football, man.
Yeah, I think there's a better chance there. I think there's a better chance there than basketball.
100%, no doubt. Yeah. Like, now that the NIL's here, like, again, I still feel confident the next, like, 5 to 10 year overarching thing that helps us in the end with just recruiting on a. Just a base level recruiting has gone way up, I think. So, but, like, it's not gonna happen this year or next year. But who knows? Maybe 2-3 years from now. I'm a little upset. I think, again, the time window has kind of not been as wide open as I would like. But we'll see what happens.
I mean, the saving grace has got to be just how highly ranked the Aggies' defense is. Legit,
dude. Their front seven looks incredible.
Yeah. Like, so. Imagine if you were in a tournament, let's say, I mean, they wouldn't be in an 8-team tournament, but if you got into a tournament, every team the Aggies play, the spread is always less than a touchdown. So it's easier to fix, I would think, the offense. You could almost just plug in a superstar QB, and then the offense just starts going, right? But the front seven is a lot harder. So it's good to see. Like, I think that's also...
I can't remember who it was. It might have been Shedeur Sanders or someone. But someone asked him, like, what's the main difference between, like, Division I football and like the FCS or whatever it is, or the other, like, lower non Power 5, right? And he said, honestly, like, skill positions, there's tons of guys that are really talented and lower. I'm kind of translating what he was saying, but he essentially said, like, the trenches are what's the difference, like, and that's where I think that is where you have to be the best. I think largely to win a championship, you have to be good in the trenches, which I know is not saying a lot. Everyone knows that, but it was kind of interesting to hear him say, like, that's the big difference. Is, like, the guys in the trenches are on another level in like the Power 5. Like, these guys are. That's the main difference. These guys are. I'm again kind of translating. I'm sure he's thinking they're 50 to 100 pounds heavier and twice as fast. You know, like, that's probably what the difference is, because obviously big guys like that are probably a lot less. That's what he's probably saying. He's like wide receivers, 6'3" guys who are really quick and fast and can run, and little cornerbacks that are 5'10" who are quick and speedy. Like those guys are probably much less gap, right, between lower football and upper football on those guys than the guy who's just physically is just in a different world, right?
Yeah, and you get the guys like Jackson State's probably playing against. Let's say you went up against a 6'3", 300-plus pounder on defense, right? That guy compared to this guy with the same stats, in big time college football, this guy's running out of energy, hardly going, right? Like he's the guy that's got all the size, but he's not like super athletic, and continue with all the endurance, making plays, making flash plays, and then you got the guys probably like jumping over here that would seem like how are they like legit like athletes with like this high stamina and endurance of like you probably hadn't seen that before of
I
like
mean, that makes total sense, right? Because if you're big and athletic, you'll go somewhere in the Power Five, right? If
yeah
you're on that level. Whereas there's you know what I mean? Like there's tons of 5'10" guys who can play corner, football speaking, right? Not like
yeah
average person, but just football wise. There's tons of guys who are 5'10" who like to play football and are athletic. Like you could play corner or DB or something like that, right? Or there's lots of guys with that sort of physical skill set as compared to a guy who's 6'4", 300 and just bowling people over. Like those guys
yeah
just don't walk through the door every day, right? So,
yeah
but
and if you
yeah,
get the elite of those guys
yeah,
and
that makes sense. When he said it, it totally made sense.
yeah
All right, well, I'm
all
gonna
right
get ready for the game, and I'm gonna say my prayers to the baseball gods, see if we can get it done. I'd like to